Alrighty, YouTube. You wanted more of automotive videos. Somebody commented anyways, wanted more automotive videos, so here you go. This is a 1998 Plymouth Breeze. Same exact thing as a Dodge Stratus. And I know Chrysler makes the same exact vehicle, but I can't remember what they call it. Because Dodge, Chrysler, and Plymouth are the same company. So as you can see, it's already been draining. It's just like mud in there. It's like a rust mud, which is really bad. And there's cats everywhere. Get away from the coolant, you cats. As you can see, it's just a horrible color. How you pull these drain plugs? Very interesting way. They're right inside here. You can see it right. Just a second. You can see it right there. There's your drain plug. You turn it till it's vertical. It sits horizontal. You turn it vertical, and you wiggle back and forth and pull towards the driver's seat. So you pull it that way, while wiggling and pulling and wiggling and pulling. And this hole right here is your drain hole. It drains into there. It's currently draining. So, yep. I'm just flushing the radiator. I'm going to show you how to flush the radiator today. This method that I'm using will go for any radiator flushing. It'll work for any vehicle. It should anyways. You just got to find your drain plug. If you can't find your drain plug, you can always pull off the bottom hose. This is down there. Couldn't get to it, so I left it. You can pull off the bottom hose. And you can also drain your fluid that way. Just make sure you don't get any radiator fluid or antifreeze in your eyes, your mouth, or your ears. It's just a bad story. Just don't. And if you do, call whatever, poison control or whatever. It smells sweet, but don't drink it. Y'all should know that. So yeah, I just barely did an oil change on this car. Not more than 100 miles ago. So it's a fresh oil change. Nice and clean. Got a wick filter on it. I don't trust Fram anymore. I go Wick or K&N. Those are my two favorite brands now. So yeah, I'm going to stop babbling and let this radiator drain, and then I'll show you how to flush it. See you in a second, YouTube. It's done draining. It's all finished. Now what you're going to want to do is get yourself back into position here and plug that drain plug up again. As you can see, no more's coming out. Drain plug is still open. So I'm going to shut that drain plug real quick, and I'll show you where to go from there. Alright, isn't it just a wonderful color? Whew. This car really doesn't have that many miles on it either. Just to show you real quick. Open the door here. It's actually very low mileage for a car of this age. Right, only 51,000 miles. 51,344 miles. It's very low mileage for a car of this age. So with that low mileage, I'm not sure why it's got that kind of goop in it. But next thing to do, I'm gonna grab your hose. I've got one of these weird twirly hoses. Still works though. Your garden hose, whether you got soft water in it or hard water. Just water is water. In this case anyways, we're just going to be flushing it, so going to turn that on real slow like. So we're filling it up here. Go away, kitty. Yeah, make sure no cats or dogs gets into that stuff, because it will kill them. It smells very sweet to them and they want to eat it or drink it. it'll kill them. So don't let cats or dogs into that stuff. And it's getting there. I'm just squeezing this radiator hose because once it gets full, it'll spew. And it's getting there. Yep, it's done. So I'm gonna run over here. Shut that off. Alrighty, and I just got the battery plugged in. Whenever I work on a car, I always get the battery all plugged in. I'm going to leave the cap off, and next thing you want to do is you want to start it up. The process we're doing here, I'm going to flush this twice, not just once, just because of the color of the antifreeze. So start it back up again, and you let the engine get to operating temperature. Okay, as you can see, you can use a little bit more water. Trying to think of something I can put water in instead of using this hose. I can probably use that, or now I got something else in the back seat. That'll work just fine. I got a gallon jug back here. Here's my new Prestone. Prestone is the only stuff I trust, and I'll explain that later. Alright, so we got a gallon jug here. So I'm gonna just top that off and get it to operating temperature, and then I'll continue on from there. So while you're letting it get up to operating temperature, you're gonna want to turn your heater. In here, you turn your heater on, head and feet. Let me turn the light is on. Oh, I don't have enough light on in here. Anyways, turn it on head and feet. Turn the fan on high. Put the heater on. Have it coming from outside if you can, and leave that on until the engine gets to operating temperature. Reason being is you turn the heater on. It's going to open up that heater core to flush the heater core out as well. That is very important, because if there's like mud, like there is, it's not really mud, it's like a rust substance that just looks like mud. But it is important to open up your heater core and let that flush out as well, because it will flush anything out of the heater core and clean it out as well. If you're having problems with the heater core plugging up, there's a lot of different ways you can take care of that. If you guys need me to, I can do a video of that as well if needed, so just let me know. Alright, just a second, I'm going to get back. I'm going to shut the video camera off and let it get up to operating temperature, let it run for 10 minutes, and then shut the engine down and move on from there. Alrighty, so it's at operating temperature. I'll show you that real quick. That's normal operating temperature for this car. Gotta shut it down. Alright. So, just to let you know, even though sometimes it says it here and sometimes it doesn't, it does say it here right now. Do not open when hot. Caution, pressure, blah, 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 blah. Reason for that being is when this heats up, pressure builds in these hoses and in the radiator. And when you open this up, spewing hot liquid comes flying out. It can land on your body, your hands, your arms, your face. Most damaging spot to get burned, your chest. That can kill you. So don't open this until it's cooled down a little bit. I take a little risky, and I'll poke and prod these hoses until I don't feel any more pressure. There's a little bit of pressure in there right now. I'm going to wait for a little bit. Probably wait for like 5 minutes before I can open it up. In this video, I'm going to tell you to wait 15 or longer, depending on what type of vehicle and how quickly it cools down. That's what I'm personally going to do, because I'm going to take the risk. You know, I'm going to wait for maybe 5 minutes, open it up, but you guys wait 15 or longer, maybe even a half an hour, just depends on the vehicle, as long as it's cool or cool down enough to where it's warm and touchable. Right now it is not touchable, it is burning hot. Cool or warm would probably be just fine. So I'm not going to open this until it cools down. I'll see you then. Alrighty, so it's all steamy in there. As you can see, it's still a pretty nasty color. It's coming out a lot clearer, but it's still a pretty nasty color. It still contains antifreeze, so you still have to be careful with it. Anytime you flush a radiator out, however many times you flush it, it's still going to contain some amount of antifreeze, so you still have to be careful with it. I put my antifreeze in bottles, whether it be milk jugs or you know, whatever you can contain it in and it's not going to leak. But as you can see, it's still a nasty color, so I'm going to probably flush it 1 or 2 more times after this. I will not do that on video, but I will show you the end result of what the fluid I think should look like when it's coming out before you put the new stuff in. It's important to get all the stuff out. This stuff is damaging to the engine and water pump. But it is coming out a lot clearer. I might just have to do it one more time. I'll do it one more time, see what it looks like. If I'm happy with the results, then I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'll see you then. Alright, YouTube, it's time to fill it up now. If you've got just the regular old press stone that you have to mix with water, because this is not 50-50, mix it with distilled water. That's what I've always been taught. So next thing you want to do is you want to fill it back up, drive it around for a bit, let it cool down, check the fluid, fill it back up, drive it around, let it warm up, you know, let it cool down, let it cycle a few times, and should take care of everything. One thing is, though, you don't want to be rushed to these jobs because you tend to screw things up. See you, tubers. Hope you have a good one.